Hi, who's that? It's YeaJord and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to 5 reasons why you shouldn't mess with the USA. Now, I've done a video like this in the past, but it was 5 reasons why the US military might you dead or some shit. I want to bring an update one, so here we are today, you know what I'm saying? We all know the US is like a global superpower, you know. I don't see any other country bringing them any other competition than these right here. Russia slightly fallen off by the looks of it, but you know what? We're here to find out 5 reasons why you shouldn't mess with it. So let's get into it.
The collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 90s left the United States as the sole
what was that? Not Russia? Oh, I thought that was China.
Of the Soviet Union in the early 90s left the United States as the sole superpower in the world, and it's never looked back. In all aspects of the world, the United States is indeed a superpower, especially when it comes to its military might, which is unsurpassable in its strength, technological superiority, operational capabilities, and power projection across the globe. In this video, we'll take a look at the 5 top reasons why you wouldn't want to go against the US military establishment.
Alright, let me tell you something real quick. There is no other powerful thing on this planet than the crackhead that sits outside corner stores, bro. For real. He wants something, you tell him what to do to get it, he does it. It could be to rob the store. But literally the slight, you could tell him to rob the store for 10 like bottles of drink, yeah, and you'll give him like $1.
The United States Air Force is the strongest in the world.
It's like that here in the UK,
not only
man.
In the number of operational aircraft, but also in technological superiority. The country currently operates a total of over 15,000 military aircraft, combining all the branches of the military service, including the US Navy, US Army, Coast Guard, and the US Marines. As of 2017, the US Air Force
wouldn't it make sense if an American was talking over this?
300 aircraft, 406 intercontinental ballistic missiles, and 170 military satellites, greater than any other country in the world.
Would they really use it though?
The USA has the largest number of stealth aircraft designed to be silent killers and untrackable by the radar defense systems of most countries in the world. Some of these stealth aircraft include air superiority fighters, such as the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter.
This jet right here is so fucking sick. Like, just look at how it looks. Bruv, you see that coming down the street, you're fucked.
Heavy bombers, such as the B-2 Spirit. In fact, the United States pioneered this technology in the 1980s with the introduction of the F-117 Nighthawk stealth attack aircraft. Stealth aircraft are designed to avoid detection using a variety of technologies that reduce radar reflection from ground, sea, or air-based radar antennas, thereby reducing its radar cross-section, or RCS. This revolutionary technology allows a 5th-generation aircraft, such as the F-22 Raptor, with a max takeoff weight of 83,500 pounds, to have a radar cross-section of just 0.0001 meters squared, about the size of a bumblebee. What's more insane is that the massive B-2 bomber also has the same radar cross-section as the F-22 Raptor.
Wait, I've just clocked. So that jet comes up on radars the size of a bee. So of course they're going to think it's not a jet. But what will suss them out though is if you fly in formation. You imagine you see a bunch of bees flying like this. Haha, nice try, mate. Almost got me.
To track stealth aircraft. Even if the enemy spots them on their radar scopes, it's a whole other story to successfully track them and register a missile kill. The whole idea behind this technology is to break the chain in which a conventional surface-to-air missile defense system works. It's the same reason countries like China and Russia are also hard at developing their own stealth fighter, the Chengdu J-20 and the Sukhoi Su-57, respectively. These aircraft will allow the US Air Force to assert its air superiority over any battlefield of the future. And we all know that control of these skies is the biggest decider in any war. The next reason why any country going to war with the US military should think twice is because of the strength of the US Navy and its dominance over the world's ocean, especially the Navy's supercarriers.
I used to go to college And my teacher was like an ex-submarine person. They used to have to stay out at sea for months without seeing fucking sunlight. Imagine that. Fuck that. And a lot of people turn sus and fuck each other. Yeah.
They only have 2 operational carriers. The Nimitz class of carriers has a displacement of over 100,000 tons and can carry a complement of up to 70 aircraft. They're literally a floating small town in the ocean with its own airport. The Nimitz class carriers in themselves are extremely potent offensive weapons, but the way they operate in what is called the carrier strike groups makes these ships even more deadly. A carrier seldom deploys alone. There are always a fleet of surface and underwater assets surrounding them and forming a strike group.
I just don't get it. I can imagine having all this stuff and you don't use it.
Destroyer squadron, attack submarines and other support vessels. Together, they project the power of the carrier and at the center of the group forward towards the enemy. While the carrier is carrying out its offensive role with the use of its air wing, the other ships are responsible to protect its flanks against any enemy attack. This combination of offensive and defensive strategy makes the US carrier strike group almost impenetrable. The United States Navy maintains 9 such carrier strike groups, 8 of which are based in the United States and 1 that's forward deployed to Japan. For over 50 years, this has been the principal element of US
I wonder why it's in
protection,
Japan.
and the Nimitz class of supercarriers are at the center of it all. Despite this, the US is currently in the process of developing a new class of carriers called the Gerald R. Ford class, intended to replace the Nimitz class ships. This new supercarrier will be even more technologically advanced and is expected to continue US dominance of the oceans well into the late 21st century. The third reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is their massive stockpile of nuclear and conventional intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs.
Yeah, like, the nukes are just unbelievable, man.
Along with the
like, imagine a race of species having the weaponry to destroy their own planet. Why would you do that? It makes no sense.
Submarine launched ballistic missile.
Just fucking fight, fist fight. If you don't get on with someone, scrap them. You don't have to blow the whole world up for it. Yes. And I'm not just meaning Americans for nukes. Every single country that has nukes. Just scrap it out in a ring.
1,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. The body of the missile then separates from the warhead, which re-enters the atmosphere and free falls to the assigned target at hypersonic speeds.
Bro, why are there so many ads on this video, man? And they're not showing up. Come on, let me watch the video, Brad. Audio, can you please come back?
It operates 400 ICBMs from its base in Wyoming, Montana, and North Dakota. The LGM-30G Minuteman III is the only type of ICBM that is currently operational in the US. The Minuteman III family of ICBMs were first developed in the 1960s as a response to the Soviet nuclear threat. Throughout the Cold War and beyond, these missiles have undergone constant modernization. In the last decade alone, the US military has undertaken $7 billion worth of upgrades. The rocket propulsion engines, because
they're not going to get used.
The guidance systems,
it's wasting money.
The flight control surfaces have all been refurbished.
That $7 billion could be used to fight poverty,
counterparts,
but no.
Except for the shell. These state-of-the-art improvements and modernization programs.
A bomb that will cause more poverty is more important.
For over 50 years, with improved reliability that supports the missile's remarkable 99% alert rate. The latest versions of the missiles have a range of over 8,000 miles, which is greater than the diameter of the Earth at 7,917.5 miles. They can carry multiple 330 kiloton nuclear warheads, which is 20 times greater than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not only that, each of these warheads can be assigned to different targets independently. The technology is called Multiple Independently Targetable Re-Entry Vehicle, or MIRV, and was first developed for the Minuteman III family of missiles. So any country messing with the United States will have to deal with this awesome
deep shit
arsenal of firepower, which can be launched
if they fuck
at a
with them.
moment's notice. If it weren't the ICBMs or the stealth fighters raining fire down on you, it would be precision-guided munitions, or better known as smart bombs or PGMs instead. This is another big reason why not messing with the US military is a good idea. All branches of the US military use smart bombs in some forms or the other. These weapon systems are designed to be precise and hit a specific target with maximum efficiency. These bombs are so effective that during the First Gulf War, PGMs comprised only 9% of weapons fired, but accounted for 75% of all successful hits.
Holy shit.
Since then, for the US military at least, the days of normal artillery shells and unguided bombs are long gone. Nowadays, the military uses PGMs from air, ground, and sea. Precision-guided munitions come in various forms and use different kinds of technologies to achieve precise hits. A large majority of PGMs use the Global Positioning System, or GPS, of satellites.
PGMs, I assume that's like a cruise missile.
Target. However, sometimes this becomes a problem, as GPS coverage is not always reliably available everywhere across the globe, or bad weather conditions can hinder operations. Thus, the Office of Naval Research, the Naval Surface Warfare Center, and the Army Research Laboratory have all coordinated to develop the first ever artillery-fired smart munition that will not use GPS guidance. The project is known as Moving Target Artillery Round, or MTAR for short. The MTAR shell can be guided onto stationary as well as moving targets in...
Imagine you could turn this into this, or this into...
both land
I need
and
ad block
sea,
or something.
using
How do I
a
get an ad
combination
blocker?
of guidance technology. The best part is that these shells can be fired from the existing M777A2 155mm towed howitzer and the M109A7 Paladin integrated management self-propelled 155mm artillery systems already in use by the US military. The shells will also feature an extended range of 40 to 60 miles using rocket boosters to propel them. Once finished, it will afford the US military another potent weapon system that outclasses others around the world. Lastly, the fifth and final reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is drones. We're all familiar with
Oh
what an
yeah, we all know a
unmanned aerial
UAV.
vehicle or drone is and what it's
Every
supposed to
single
do.
video game I
In
play,
recent
the
years,
enemy
the
always
usability of
has a
UAVs
UAV
are
up.
steadily increasing to encompass all spheres of military operations.
Even if it's an AI
and
game.
The US military is the pioneering spirit behind it. At first, used only for surveillance missions, drones were quickly weaponized after the 9/11 attacks and have been extensively used by the US military in the war against terror as an offensive weapon platform. It's forecasted that over the next decades, the US is in line to purchase over 1,000 combat drones of various classifications.
And use them for
Some
what? Bombing more
the
Syrian
Lockheed
kids?
Martin RQ-170 Sentinel and the Boeing MQ-25 Stingray are already in the final stages of development, and once finished, will provide the US military with state-of-the-art platforms capable of multi-role operations, ranging from attack missions to aerial refueling. Drone technology has reached such heights today that a single UAV can loiter miles above the surface of the Earth for
And not
hours,
be heard.
waiting for the target to show its head and sticking with impunity. This capability will allow all the services under the US military to reduce its dependency on manned platforms, thereby reducing the risks during future combat operations. These 5 weapon systems make the US military extremely dangerous for any adversary looking to get into a conflict with them.
And that looks like the end of the video. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe, share the video, comment down below some videos you want me to react to, and if they fit on this channel, I'll get that done for you. It's been your boy YeaJord. Love yourself. Take care.